everyone is doing okay. This is going to be a news bite because we have a show coming up, his and hers, in just like 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 11 minutes and like 20 seconds. I wanted to show this and flag this because, you know, I cover world news in addition to the regular news here in the States. And I've made the point that they've continuously say that Donald Trump was somehow working with Vladimir Putin, ignoring the items that are contrary to this, ignoring the fact that they're pulling out of one missile treaty after the next, and this has real world consequences. These guys are screaming Putin puppet, while at the same time the United States and Russia are getting closer and further ingratiated in an arms race. Even Space Force. What do you think Space Force is going to do from the standpoint of competitors like China and Russia? They're going to start putting those weapons in space also, if they're not already there. This story from RT. And whatever you want to think of RT reporting Russian news at this point is the Russian perspective of things. Russia would immediately respond if the United States missiles are moved to Europe. This is from Putin himself. Russia would immediately put into effect its response plans if the United States deploys missiles in Europe, Russia President Vladimir Putin said as he addressed the Federal Assembly in Moscow. Putin said that Russia is not going to be the first to deploy such missiles in Europe and will only act if there is a threat against it, stressing that its response will depend upon the threat that Moscow faces. If the missiles, are manufactured and brought to the European continent and the United States has such plans, at least we haven't heard anything to the contrary, it would sharply aggravate the world security situation and seriously threaten Russia. Putin stressed that some missiles of this kind may reach Moscow in less than 10 to 12 minutes, and in such case weapons get to Europe, Russia will have to take tit for tat as well as asymmetrical measures. Understand what that means. 10 to 12 minutes. If there is a mistake, there is no time to communicate the fact that there is a mistake, or that window of time gets more and more narrow, leading to a large conflict. There were situations where they didn't necessarily know whether or not they were under attack and had the option of striking or sending a missile striking in the United States. We are here purely by dumb luck, not because these guys were any kind of honest or noble actors in the pursuit of their jobs. Dumb luck. The attempt to kill Castro and trying to kill Castro reaching out to the Soviet Union for assistance in order for backup. I mean, it's like the series of events tumbling out of control. We're there. And I would argue that this is somewhat worse, because you have a public, especially from the standpoint of the Democratic Party, that has been red-baited into foaming at the mouth for each and everything having to do with Russia. Not even communism anymore, but Russian itself has been denigrated in such a way over this idea that Hillary Clinton lost the election and didn't want to own the fact that she lost the goddamn election. In this case, you're talking about war scenarios. You're talking about missiles, weapons being moved. We had already surrounded Russia and China with missiles from the standpoint of the NATO allies. But this is different. We pulled out of treaties. They pulled out of treaties. At this point, it's open engagement. Clearly, the United States doesn't honor its treaties. And in this case, why would Russia? I'm not going to keep this long. This is just kind of a heads up. But I find this to be extraordinarily worrying news. So, if you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. You can always support the PayPal or Patreon. And I'll see you guys in 7 minutes. Thanks all. And we are